All right, tell us your story.
Well, yesterday and today were just so jam packed with a lot of spiritual activity, a lot of downloads, a lot of feeling other people's um, spiritual encounters, seeing babies that were burned severely at that hospital really did something to me. I didn't realize until today that it really affected me.
Wow.
I mean, because I know, and I just know in my spirit that a couple of them were intentional,
Oh gosh.
and just, I'm trying to get over that, but I know they were intentional.
Wow.
Because I love babies. A couple of them were so severe, it was like, oh my. I mean, I just didn't expect to see that. But we prayed for them and they enjoyed it and they got blessed. We, I'm sure I just prayed for the healing to be easier and for them to have comfort. And the parents appreciated us. But it was such a blessing for the 14-year-old boy. I can't, Guinness, or I forget his name, but that was paralyzed from the waist down, couldn't move. When we touched him, he couldn't feel us touch him. He couldn't feel us grabbing his feet and toes. When we prayed, nothing. We prayed, then tingling, and the Holy Spirit told me to put my hand on his lower back
Hmm.
at his spine, lumbar spine area.
Hmm.
So I did, and the other young man, Josh, put his hand up on the upper part, and all of a sudden he started like moving his back.
Wow.
He said, it's warm." He said, "That's
Wow.
hot. It's
That's
warm."
cool.
But then he noticed. Then he noticed that he could move his hips. He
Wow.
wasn't able to move his
Wow.
hips, and he was like, I thought he was going to climb down and stand up because he was trying to scoot to get his toes on the floor. He was
Yeah.
on the bed, and then we kept asking him, "Well, can you move your legs?" And he was able to swing
Huh.
them.
I almost wonder what would have happened if you had said, "All right, get up."
Well, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to rush it. The Holy Spirit was saying, "Well, just
Hmm.
take time." And he started feeling. He said, "Can you feel us?" He said, "Yes." He was so humble and just so mild and just. uh,
Wow.
he was not excited, but he was happy and blessed. But
Yeah.
I grabbed his feet and his toes. He was starting to move his toes. So just seeing that all unfold, that was magnificent. That was
Mm.
amazing. He tried to get down and stand up. I kind of thought, oh, take your time. But he pushed himself up and got
Mm.
up on, like he kept moving his hips till he could get his butt off the bed and his feet on the floor. And then he
Wow.
was able to hold up with his arms, his
That's
hands.
cool.
And if we had taken time, we could have eventually walked him around a little bit. But he was
Whoa.
getting his walk back.
Wow. That's amazing.
That it was,
That's
and
so
we were
amazing.
outside praying for some other people, and he asked the nurse to have Daniel come over to the window because his leg was still his leg was doing
Wow.
this.
Wow.
But considering that he could not even feel us touch him
Yeah, that's
was a
amazing.
miracle. Now
Yeah.
that part's all good, but I just got
Mm.
interviewed because I'm not having distress or anything, but there's just so much going on spiritually. Not drained, but praying for so many people, it does take energy out. I know it
Mm.
does for me. It takes my energy out.
Yeah.
Life force. Life, thank you, Holy Spirit. It draws on spirit, the waters, my living waters.
Hmm.
Okay? Thank you. I had no idea what it was that made me feel a little depleted in the Holy Spirit. Just told me that it was because when I pray for someone and just share, like when Jesus said, "Who touched my garment?"
Mm.
that that flow takes it out, and that's what it was. You give up living water. But I'm great. It's been awesome.
Mm. It's a good thing it's a spring that just bubbles,
Yeah.
doesn't.
Oh yeah.
There's
Well,
no it refills
today
fast.
today the Holy Spirit told me Abner had came back down and was sitting where he was in the front row, So Holy Spirit said, just go over and refresh him. So I went over and prayed that God pours back into him because he was pouring out so much to everybody. And he grabbed my hand and said, thank you so much. Thank you. You know, but that was such an honor because I love him and all that he does. That's about it.
That's
Thanks for
awesome.
letting me share.
Thank you for sharing.